Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie, and in today's video I am doing an unhaul. It's been a while since I did my last unhaul, and it's spring. So I figured now would be a good time to do some spring cleaning to get rid of some of the books, because I don't know how many times I say this on my channel, but I have a shelf over there that you can't see that is all YAs. And one day last week, I was sick all last week, but one day I was getting better and I was like, I need to do something. So I'm like, I'm going to go through my books. So that's what I did. I've got a pile of books. It's a lot of books. I'm not going to lie. Like, some of these books I read and I know I'm not going to reread. Some of these books I'm just not going to read because I just don't feel like it anymore. I bought them and at the time I was like, yep, I'm going to read them. Now I'm like, no, I'm not.
No, ma'am.
So let's be real. The only things I really read on this channel anymore is romance or thrillers. So, which I'm fine with, but I just needed room to put my other books away, which I do. Which, if you remember, I had a pile of books behind me. It was a pile, like 3-4 stacks. They're all gone because they're all put away. I'm so proud of myself. Okay, let's just get into this unhaul. I know it's going to be long. Grab yourself a snack. Grab yourself a drink. These books, I don't know what's going to happen to them. I'm going to let my sister go through them. I don't even want to take them to Goodwill. I don't even want to sell them. If you see a book that you want, like, message me on Instagram and we can try to work something out if you want one, because I just want to get rid of them. Okay, let's just go. Okay, no rhyme or reason. We're just going from the top and working our way down. I am getting rid of Little Women. We all know the story of Little Women. I am just not going to read it. Like, I don't think I've ever read it. I've seen the movie, and you know, that's enough for me. I'm content with just seeing the movie. This is a Puffin edition, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so I only got it because of the... Well, hello. You're rude. That would be Poppy. And there she goes. But I only got it for the cover, and I just never read it. I'm not going to. The next book is You by Carolyn Kepnes. I've already seen the show, so I'm not going to read the book.
Hello there. Who are you?
I just see no point in it. I already saw the show. I know what it's about, so I'm just not going to read the book. The next book is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Dower. I'm just not going to read it. I'm not a big historical person, so I know it's being made into a movie, though. So if I ever want, you know I'm like anti-reader right now. I'm like, I'll just watch the movie. I just saw the show. But really, I'm just not going to waste my time on books that I don't want to read. So this one's just a no also. The next book is Tiny Pretty Things by Sonia. You know what? I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. It's not going to work. This is a Netflix series. I saw it. I watched it on Netflix. So am I going to read the book? No. It was set in like a ballet school, and it was very Pretty Little Liars-esque. So I just don't feel like reading it now. But I did see the show, and I enjoyed the show. I'm just not going to read the book. The Paris Wedding by Charlotte Nash. I don't know what this is. This is... I don't know. Okay, some of these I don't know what they're about, which is why I'm also getting rid of them.
Oh, Lord.
But I think this is like a chick lit book about a Paris wedding, of course. But I'm just not going to read it. Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I wanted to read this, but I'm just like, nah. Right? Right? Nah. I think this is like a romance about a guy who falls in love with a girl by reading her emails at work. It's just going to be a no for me. Just going to be a no for me. Hello. Hello, pretty. Oh, you're so pretty. Next is Strange Ink by Gary Kemble. It was $1 at the dollar store. That's why I got it. It's like a horror book. I don't read horror. Who was I when I got this book that thought, yeah, I'm going to read it? No, I'm really not going to. The next book is I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erica Sanchez. I don't know what this is about. I'm terrible. Don't watch my videos. I'm terrible. These are unhauling, so it's okay if I don't know what these are about. Yeah, I don't know what this one. I am so sorry. The next book is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I've seen the movie, so I'm not gonna read the book. I'm sorry. But I loved the movie. I'm just not going to read this. I know this is about a girl who gets a job for a guy who he's a paraplegic. I'm pretty sure. And she's kind of his caregiver, and they fall in love, and it's sad. So that's pretty much the gist of the book. Normal People by Sally Rooney. I just have no interest. I have no interest in reading this book. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I will never know because I don't want to read it. Stolen Beauty by Lori Albanese. This is another historical fiction, and I'm just not into historical fiction. Unless it has smut. Maybe if it has smut. Maybe. Even then, it's like fine line. So this one. As well as The Summer I Found Myself by Colleen French. This is a story. It's another like chick lit. I do know it's like her and her friend were disconnected, and her friend invites her to like the summer house because she is battling cancer, and they try to reconnect. Again, it's just not something I'm interested in reading right now. The Paris Spy by Susan McNeill. This is a Maggie Hope mystery, which is like a series. So I'm not keeping the book if it's not the first in the series, and it's not. So she's going. Oh, okay. This book I bought solely for the purpose, well, not purpose, solely for the reason my last name is in the title. So I'm not going to show you because I want a little bit of privacy. But just know, like, okay, looks like this. It's Blanks, which is my last name, Curiosity Cabinet by H.P. Wood. And I just thought I had never seen my name on a book before because it's not like a name you hear very often. So I'm like, I'm going to get it and I'm going to read it. I didn't read it. Next, Distant Waves, a novel of the Titanic. Now, I love the Titanic. Love it. My favorite movie. I don't want to read this. Like I said, historical fiction is not my thing, but like I'll watch Titanic with you every single day. Like, don't get me wrong. But reading about it's different. And I just don't feel like reading about it. But this is about like 5 sisters on their journey on the Titanic. I do know that much. Next is Buried in Books, and it's just a cozy mystery, and it was $2. And I'm like, I'll get it. I'll read it. No, I didn't. I don't even want to calculate how much this, like, I have spent on these, but I just don't want to do it. So I'm not going to because I will cry. But, yeah. Just skin. Never read it. The cover is really cute, and it has a little cute cat, but just nope. Nope. The next book is one that my mom got me. I think it was like $1 at the dollar store, but it's called Tumble and Fall. And this is basically like a sci-fi. They have like less than a week. Less than a week until a mile-wide asteroid named Persephone will hit the planet. So it follows 3 friends and like what they're going to do in the last week of their life, I guess. I don't know. Will they survive? I don't know. I'm not reading it to find out. But if you've read it, let me know. And I'm also getting rid of A Study in Scarlet and Other Stories by Sir Arthur Doyle. This is Sherlock Holmes. But I'm just not going to read Sherlock Holmes. And I bought it only because of the cover and I could take pretty pictures. And the book edges were purple. That's the only reason I bought this. Let's not fool anybody. And it has a pretty map in it. But that's the only reasons. Those are the only reasons. The next book is Faker by Sarah Smith. I read it. I have it on one of my wrap-ups. I enjoyed it. It's a cute little rom-com. I'm just never going to reread it, so I figure someone else could enjoy it more than my shelves, because that's what would happen. It would just sit on my shelves. I am then also getting rid of Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Look, I'm not a classics girl either. I'm not a historical person. I'm not a classics person. The only reason I got this was it was cute. for pictures, and it was pink, and I love pink. I'm not gonna read it. There's pictures of the people, but I'm not gonna read it. But it is a pretty book. The next book is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I'm getting rid of the paperback because I have the hardback. So that's the only reason I'm getting rid of this. I am also getting rid of The Grimrose Girls by Laura Poe, and I'm getting rid of this because I have a duplicate. So that's why I'm getting rid of this one. I'm also getting rid of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo because I read it and it was fine, but I'm never going to reread it. It's not one of my favorites. I'm not going to keep it. Someone else can enjoy it because I will never reread it again.
I must say, I don't want to say I had a good time because I did not have a good time, but it was entertaining, you know what I mean?
The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. I loved this book. I'm just never going to reread it. I read this. It was really good. Then I watched the movie. Okay, I read the book first and then I watched the movie. Both were good. I'm just not going to reread it. But still, it was a very entertaining book. And this was a historical, so like, props to me. But I'm just, yeah. It was good. I'm just never going to reread it. 6 Months Later by Natalie Richards. This is a YA thriller. Actually, I talked about it in my recent wrap-up. It was good. Just not going to reread it. Why keep it? I'm not going to reread it. But, you know, I say that, and then I'm like, there are books that I'm not going to reread, but I'm keeping. But that's okay. Don't judge me. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was like a 4 stars for me. It could have been a little better, but yeah, for the most part, it was still good. Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. It's a YA book. I'm just never going to read it. So it can go to someone else who would enjoy reading it. The Rain and the Crown by Melissa de la Cruz. I think it's a YA fantasy. I don't know. Is it a fan? Yeah. Magic is power. Power is magic. I assume. I'm not going to read it. Okay? I don't want to read it. I'm not going to. So it'll go to someone who would like to. I've got The Boy Most Likely To and My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. YA, coming of age. Look, I have come of age a while ago. So these books just don't vibe with me anymore. They're just not gonna. I just can't. I can't with the 16-year-olds. It depends on the book. And they can't be whiny, and I can't. So they gotta go. More YAs. We have YA historical or fantasy? I don't know. The Glittering Court by Rochelle Mead. I've had this book. God knows how long I've had this book, but I'm never going to read it. I'm never going to read it. It just sat on my shelf. I'm not going to read it. I'm letting it go. And also a totally awkward love story. I can't with the kids. The Summer Before College. You know how long ago that was for me, the Summer Before College? I don't want to talk about it. That's how long ago it was. So, no more of the YAs. Oh, I am then getting rid of the Shiver, it wasn't the Shiver trilogy. This was called like the Wolves of something trilogy. Wolves of something. But it was by Maggie Seawater, and growing up, I loved these books because they came out like around the Twilight craze, and they're about werewolves. I'm just never going to reread them. And I kept them for like nostalgic purposes only, but let's just go. I am not going to reread them. So they can go to someone who will read them for the first time, or someone who's going to enjoy reading them again, and they can enjoy them because I just can't anymore. I am then getting rid of Hocus Pocus and the all-new sequel, because look, I've had this for like a year, 2 years now, and if I haven't read it, I'm not gonna read it. So we're just gonna get rid of it. Someone else can enjoy it. I honestly prefer the movie, but that's just me, even though it is in book form. I just prefer Hocus Pocus the movie. I am then getting rid of Wicked. I love the musical Wicked. It's great. I'm just not going to read the book that it originated from because I just don't need to. seen the musical, so I'm not going to. Far From Normal. This is an arc. I think it's like a YA coming of age. Look, I came of age. It came, it gone. I just can't. Can't no more. I am then getting rid of Miss Mayhem and Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins. And I'm getting rid of these because I have a collector's like type book that has both of these in one, so I don't need both of these anymore. More YAs. More YAs. Always Never Yours and What I Thought Was True. Again, YA romances. I'm just not going to read them, so they're going to people who hopefully will. Okay, like I ain't gonna lie, most of these are gonna be YAs now, I'm pretty sure. But Luck of the Titanic, because I have 2 copies. So This Is Christmas, because I have 2 copies. Cuban Girls Guide to Tea and Tomorrow. I started it, I DNF'd it, I just couldn't get into it. It's nothing wrong with the book. It's just me and my headspace, and the fact that it's hard for me to relate to books about 16, 17-year-old girls. The Midnights. I have no idea. Musicians. I know they're musicians, and she's grieving the loss of her dad's death. I think so. Izzy and Tristan, like a modern day retelling of Tristan and Isolde. I'd rather watch the movie with James Franco. Sorry, not sorry. I totally would rather watch just James Franco. Yes, No, Maybe So. 2 teenagers who are working on a campaign, like a voting campaign. Just not interested. 16 Ways to Break a Heart. Been there, done that. Don't care. I'm sorry, but I don't. Tonight, The Streets Are Ours. Another YA. Romeo, Juliet, and Jim. Another YA. Royals by Rachel Hawkins, I think. Yeah, another YA. Star Daughter. This is actually an Alcrate edition because look at it's got these dark purple edges. Very pretty. Just I have no interest. It's so dusty. That's sad. But yeah, just have no interest in reading this one. Stay Sweet. Watch Us Rise. More YAs. The Burning. The Betrothed. I'm getting rid of this one because I have another copy of this and it's signed, so that's why I'm getting rid of this one. And then White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. I read it. I liked it. I'm just not going to reread it because it's a thriller and I already know how it ends. So it's really hard to reread thrillers because you already know. What, toots? We've got Stain. The cover's gorgeous, but I'm just not going to reread it. It's a YA fantasy book. Sam and Isla's Last Hurrah. Don't care. Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. I know a lot of people like this book, and I was questioning whether or not to get rid of it. I don't know. I don't know. No, I'm probably just going to get rid of it. I just don't have any desire to read it right now, and it could go to someone who really wants to read it. House of Hollow. Read it last year, enjoyed it. I'm just not going to reread it because it's a thriller, horror, and I already know what happens. So I'm not going to reread it. The cover is gorgeous. I loved all the flowers. Woven in Moonlight. Just not going to read it. This is Dry by Neil Shusterman and Jared Shusterman. This is like what you would do if like there was like no water in the world and you had to fight for it. Like, and I don't want to know. Like, I don't want to know. I don't want to, like, imagine a world like that. Because I already live in a world where it's cutthroat. And I just don't want to have to imagine another one. A Terrible Beauty. This is, like, a Lady Emily mystery. So it's, like, in a series. And I just don't have the first. So I'm not going to keep whatever book this is in the series. The Chestnut Man. I was so excited when I found this book. I'm not going to read it. You want to know why? Because I watched the Netflix series. I already know how it ends, so I'm not going to read it. I know. Yeah. Right? The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I read it last year. It was fine. I'm just not going to reread it. I already know how it ends because it's a thriller, and I already know. So I'm not going to reread it. But, I mean, I enjoyed it when I read it. Wasn't like my favorite, but it was still good. Ninth House by Lee Bardugo. I just have no interest in reading this. I know like the next book is coming out soon, but I have no interest in reading that. So This can go to someone who would want to read it. City of Girls. This was a library copy. I just have no interest in reading it. I think it's like historical. Like, how far back is historical? Okay, well, like, Malibu Rising is like historical and it's in the 80s. But I think this is like in the 20s, I think. Firekeeper's Daughter, I'm getting rid of this because I have another copy. So this is my second copy. And then lastly, I am getting rid of Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I enjoyed this. I gave this 5 stars. I'm just not going to reread it because I already know how it ends. How did this end?
Are you kidding me?
Now I don't remember. That's sad. I just read this last month. Do you get like that? Like, you read a book and then, like, you read, like, 4 or 5 books after that and you can't remember what happened in the book? I'm getting there. I'm at that point. I don't remember what happened in this book. I don't remember how it ends. Wow. Okay. Anyway. That's it. That's the end of my unhaul for spring. I may do this again in the year. I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. And if you want any of these books, like I said, DM me on Instagram. It's linked down below along with my Goodreads. If you want to follow me on there, give me a holler. Give me a shout out. If you want one of these, we can make a deal or something. Pay for shipping. I don't know. But in the comments, tell me a book that you got rid of recently. What was one that you just had to unhaul and get rid of? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Are you done meowing now? Oh, no. No, you're not. No. What? Come here. Come here. Oh, you're so vocal. Yeah. We're so vocal. Say hi. Oh, Toots. Bye, Toots. It says blanks, curity. I can't even talk. It's fine. The next one is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I always say Lisa for freaking sake. I put a spell on you, and now you're gone, 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 so long. Put a spell on you, and it was strong, so strong, so strong, so strong. Your wretched little lives have all been cursed by all the witches working, and the worst.
Fix it, Jesus.